Hey guys, Jonathan Yarber here from psdvoid.com. It's Thursday night. We're looking to launch this site Friday or Saturday, so I wanted to give you a quick preview into the interface of psdvoid for those beta testers and people looking forward to using this application. So let's take a look at the interface as we have it. There's still a couple things that are rough around the edges, like we don't have the followers count yet implemented on the home page, like the top 8 PSDs. Those are just really minor things, but we'll get to those real shortly. Alright, so the most important thing is the PSDs themselves. We don't want to have any emphasis on any text that we don't need to on the first page. So we just have like the title, user, and the actual image itself. If you want more details, you just simply hover over the PSD. It gives you all the details such as the dimension, file size, and the file name. As well as you can like the PSD, comment on it, see how many views and how many downloads have been done on this PSD. You can toggle this bar anywhere by just right-clicking or hovering in and out, which will toggle this bar. Very simple, very easy to use, and it's less obtrusive. So we're just hoping to make it just a little bit easier on our users to do a couple things and be a little bit innovative at the same time. However, if you would like something simpler, we have that which is saved in the preferences, which have the list view and the grid view. Just simply toggle between those. If I refresh the page, your setting is saved. So there's no hover over menus or bars here. It's all very simple. So let's go ahead and take a look at a PSD's view, which is just viewing a PSD in the browser. And just so you know, these PSDs are converted on the site. There is no preview image. It's just a PSD, and we take care of the rest. So we have this. What we have is called a PSD view, which is simply you want to look at the PSD and nothing else. So we have a drag and drop interface, very what you'd see in Photoshop. Those two curtains came in similar to the bar beforehand. Again, it's toggled by rolling in and out or right clicking. You have the ability to zoom in, go to full screen, zoom out. Obviously this is a smaller PSD, so you don't need to have those buttons here because it's small enough you don't need to. Left-hand side is more for interacting with the preview. Right-hand side is more about the PSD itself, such as downloading and getting the information. Again, we actually have all the standard information as well as the detailed information, such as the signature, how many channels, the color mode, and the color depth, which are all used to convert the PSD itself down to a PNG. As you can tell, we still have licensing on all of our PSDs, so the users can actually keep their ownership to the PSDs they share, as well as being able to share them back with the community. Let's move on to the details below, which we have, again, the title. We actually have the description here, which uses markup to handle all of the HTML and the tags around that. We have the actual tags to the PSD, comments below, your standard comment system, where you can reply to a comment. You have, again, these control interactions over here, which lets you like the PSD, comments, how many views, how many downloads, as well as sharing on Facebook, Twitter, and the coverall share. Does everything. Alright, so this is a smaller PSD, so let's take a look at a bigger PSD so you can get a better understanding of what's actually going on in this PSD view. I'm going to look at this PSD icon here that I created. Again, it's smaller. The first view you see is smaller, so you can see the entire PSD without having to do anything. It's all right there in your face. If you want to look closer, you just zoom in, which didn't do a whole lot. It's not a huge icon. As you can see, it's all a PNG, but it still preserves its transparency from the PSD itself. If there's a bottom layer that's white, it'll still be white. We can't really control that too much, but the idea is to have a exact replica. See, it's even got the shadow behind it. That's on from the PSD. So we can zoom in, move around. You know, it still isn't huge. Let's get a bigger one here. Running out of time. See, here's a space view I created. So zoom in, and we're dominating the entire screen, but we're seeing more detail. Again, user preference. So we want to have a easier view for those. That's more traditional, which just has scroll bars and shows the full image. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look into psdvoid.com. We'll be launching shortly, so stay tuned on our Twitter account, psdvoid. It's twitter.com/psdvoid, Tumblr, psdvoid.tumblr.com, or stay tuned on psdvoid.com. Thanks and have a great night.